What's up YouTube, Never Lucky Pulse here today with my Locust review. I once again played Mannadome and round 1 was against Darkworld. Yeah, a huge gamble deck. If they win the dice roll they have a decent chance to win the best of 3. Otherwise they will lose, and in this case my opponent won the dice roll. I had no hand trap, no draw, nothing. Means I will lose game 1 100% since he had full combo and I had nothing to stop him. I knew it and I just gave him some time to play. It would be rude to just scoop in the first summon, so I decided to let him play a couple of minutes to be polite. But in general, I dislike such strategies or decks which rely on a quote-unquote FTK, not letting your opponent play, like the Calamity Slog, the Darkworld deck. I mean, it sucks. You don't get any experience, you don't become a better player if you just play some random FTK strategies. It doesn't improve your gameplay and your common sense of Yu-Gi-Oh! How to interrupt, where to interrupt. Some back and forth games, you won't get it with decks like Darkworld. That's why I never play these decks. I don't like these decks and they just suck. I mean, it's not only my opinion, most of the players don't like such strategies which rely on the FTK basis and have nothing going second, right? You always rely on the dice roll. If you lose the dice roll, you basically lose the best of 3 unless you draw your outs in game 3 or game 2, whatever. So yeah, game 1 was lost and game 2 I prayed for not bricking, and if I don't brick I basically win since Darkworld is not playing any hand traps. And in game 2, as you see, I didn't brick, I had full combo. I normal summoned Roomhard for the search. I knew he's not playing Nibiru or Duels, or basically I assumed he's not playing them because he needs a lot of engine. Darkworld needs every card, every engine piece, so they don't play any hand traps. They can't afford to make space for them, maybe for 3, 4, 5 hand traps, but that's it. And the probability of drawing them is close to 0. And yeah, as you can see, I had full combo with Visas and the ball. Special summoned one of the balls back and summoned Astrolaut for the Crimson Dragon. I had the Baron de Fleur as a Nibiru counter in case my opponent goes for Nibiru. I had the Baron de Fleur under 5 summons, and afterwards I summoned the Astrolaut for the Crimson Dragon. Crimson Dragon take out for Bestial. This part or gets me Visas back, and Visas goes to the Link play or the Synchro play for the Visas Synchro. And with the Visas Synchro I get the counter trap. I can link him away for the for the Lightheart, and he gives me the field spell, and the field spell gives me Scarecrow, Reichardt, and Reichardt gives me more advantage. So my endpot is very strong. I ended up on 4 synchro monsters, Baron de Fleur, Disparter, Chaos Angel, and Ice Jade. Ice Jade, very cool, protects my monsters from destruction and from banishing. So my opponent has very few outs, maybe something like Super Poly, but I'm not sure if he's playing Super Poly. But other than that, I knew the game was basically won. I mean, Baron de Fleur, Disparter, Chaos Angel, and Ice Chill plus Counter Trap. Yeah, good luck breaking that board. I didn't go for a Palooza since the dangers are not once per turn, and I didn't want to waste my Palooza negates on dangers since they are not once per turn. I would burn for all my negates, and if he is successful, he summons one of the monsters, can go into the battle phase and destroy my Palooza. So I didn't want to let him do that. Or no, he couldn't destroy my monster since I have Chaos Angel on the field, and Chaos Angel prevents my monsters from destruction. Means it wouldn't have mattered if I would have Palooza on the field, but I decided to go for the Ice Jade because of the additional effect, protection from destruction and from banishment. So I had big bodies on the field which are unaffected and can't be destroyed or banished. So only battle, and in battle, good luck, they all have like 4000 plus attack points. So yeah, my opponent couldn't do anything. He tried with card destruction, with the field spell, with some summons, with drawing, but I didn't allow him to draw. I activated this Disparter on his draw effect, and yeah, he scooped right away and couldn't do anything. Game 3 was very wild. My opponent decided to go first, obviously, and he had a very juicy hand with Cold by the Grave, Crossout Designator in his starting hand. My starting hand was very good. I had Ghost Bell plus Drone Lockbird. He activated one of his danger monsters. I didn't hit it, and yeah, he could draw one card. After that, I activated Droll. He chained Crossout Designator. I chained Ghost Bell, and he let it go through. He completely forgot to chain his Cold by the Grave. When my turn started, he asked me if he could activate Cold by the Grave on the chain. I was like, yes, man, you could activate the Cold by as a chain link 3, but as a chain link 4, but he completely forgot it. And lucky for me, man, the misplay cost him the game, and I had full combo in my hand, so I knew I have the game in my bag since he's not playing any traps or any relevant traps to stop me. Yeah, unlucky for him, he completely forgot to chain Cold by the Grave. Happens sometimes, you know, online Yu-Gi-Oh! And live Yu-Gi-Oh! Are two different things. Sometimes you completely miss something. In the online world, you have always the shiny buttons which say to you, hey, you want to activate this card or that effect. In live Yu-Gi-Oh! You don't have this luxury, so you have to think about everything and not forgetting such critical moments. And in this case, he forgot it and lost the game, unfortunately. And yeah, lucky for me, unlucky for him, but that's how it goes, guys. Match 2 was against Spright, Furehire, Runik, against one of my buddies in my team, Team 03 Drop, guys. Best team ever, and I won the dice roll. Lucky for me, I opened very good. I could play around Nibiru, not against Droll, but against Nibiru, and luckily he had no Droll. Means I can wombo combo off. You can see I special summoned the Visas. Went for Baron de Fleur as my 5th summon, and yeah, my ball was level 4. Special summoning Astrolord is level 12, means I can go for Crimson Dragon to take out and to summon this part or special summons Visas back. And from here on I can go into the Visas synchro, I can go into the Link, Lightheart, into Rhyphobia, into Reichard. You basically know the combo. So my end board can be like 3 synchros, a producer with 1 counter trap, or 4 synchros with 1 counter trap, however I want to play. But my end board wasn't the maximum. I didn't want to waste all my resources, so having Baron de Fleur, Disparter, and the Chaos Angel on the field would be enough. I set 3 and pass turn. I had Crossout Designator, Book of Eclipse, the counter trap, and 3 of my synchros, plus follow up in my hand. So I was very confident I could overextend making a Palooza, but it wouldn't be the best move, I guess. So I let it be. Decided to not do it, and passing turn with 3 set and 3 monsters on the field. He activated the Runik spell to special summon, discarding for cost. I chained with Baron to destroy. He chained with the spell. I obviously negated the spell. So the spell would attribute the monster and special summon 1 Furehire from the deck, so I had to negate it, obviously. Yeah, afterwards he activated the Runic Fountain to just have him on the field, and had another quick spell in hand, which was unfortunate for me, so the Runic Fountain would trigger, because he has more than enough targets in the graveyard, and with the targets in the graveyard he gets additional draws, 3 draws. Sucks for me, but it is what it is. I had to stop the special summon to the field, or maybe, I'm not sure, but yeah, I had only this part left, and if he has 1 Spright monster he can full combo, because he can special summon a level 2 to the field, and with Spright, Jet, etc. he gets the mega combo, so I had to get rid of the body. Not allow him to have multiple bodies on the field, since I will lose. He has no banish, I can only destroy, so not negate, which would be bad, and I decided to not do so. In my turn I summoned monsters. He activated Nibiru, but my monsters are unaffected, so my synchro monsters are unaffected from activated monster effects, and Nibiru is obviously an activated monster effect. So my monsters don't get destroyed, but I couldn't OTK now, since Nibiru is an additional body on the field and I don't have enough attack points to win the game. So I just went for the battle, made a lot of damage, like 5k plus damage. But he had 1 additional Runic spell in the battle phase to, I guess it was destroying my dude. I'm not sure. I think it's a destroy, and I wanted to keep my disparter, so I activated Book of Eclipse on my disparter, so he loses his target, and my disparter won't be destroyed. But I made a misplay. The Book of Eclipse doesn't flip up my monsters in the end phase, so I have to flip them up manually, and my Baron de Fleur attacked, so I can't flip him face up because he used his battle positions, quote unquote. Yeah, misplay from my part. By the way, the evenly match is a Nibiru token, in case you are wondering, guys. We had no token, so I used evenly as a token. In his turn, he could play, he had once again a Runic spell, and this means 3 more cards to draw because of Fountain. My body was back in the game. And yeah, sucks, man. I had such a great opening. I mean, winning the dice roll, no Nibiru, no draw, full combo, and I messed up that badly. Okay, I did not knew he had like 5-4 Runic spells. I gambled a bit, and I had 2 Omni Negates. I used both of them, and I wanted to keep something for the Spright engine. He had no Spright engine, only now he's starting with the Spright engine. Yeah, sucks, but lucky for me, he had the Smashers only in the side deck, not in the main deck. Smasher would be a great out against Chaos Angel. With Chaos Angel on the field, it sucks for him. I mean, he must rely on the Runic spells to destroy my Chaos Angel or negate him. Otherwise, it's pointless. And as you can see, he summoned the Griffin, and with the Griffin, he destroyed one of my back row. It was the Crossout Designator. It was fine for me. I mean, it's a good trade. I don't need the Crossout. There's no fear anymore. And later on he linked off for the link 3 Furehire monster and special summoned 1 additional Furehire monster from his deck. It's an effect of the link monster, and yeah, basically passed turn because he has to skip battle phase and his monsters are weaker compared to mine. Plus he had also 3 additional draws from the guy from the link monster in case a card gets destroyed on the field. He gets 1 card per Furehire monster on the field. So in total 3 draws, which sucks. I mean, the Fountain gives him 3 draws, the Furehire gives him 3 draws. I mean, like, what? The advantage is insane. But I was still in the game. He couldn't destroy my monsters. They are very strong with a lot of attack points. He has no battle phase, and my dudes are unaffected. So he has to draw the Runic spells to destroy them. And this is not guaranteed because you have to shuffle to put your Runic spells on the bottom of your deck. So you can't top deck them every time unless you activate something like Starter, etc. So you have to shuffle your deck. But if you have only the Runics, they will go back to the bottom of the deck, and the probability to draw additional quick spells is very low. So yeah, lucky for me, I flipped up Baron de Fleur face up, and this Omni Negate is now live because his effect says once face up on the field. So if you flip face down the Baron and flip him face up, he gets his Omni Negate back in case you used his Omni Negate before because of the card text, and my opponent completely forgot it. And with that I could go for game here. I summoned the Coral Dragon and effect to discard 1 card and destroying 1 card on the field. My opponent made also a misplay. He wanted to chain red to negate my dude, but Chaos Angel does not allow it because it's an activated effect and the Spright red cannot negate my synchro monsters. So I went to the battle phase and my opponent was very low. I mean, like 1000 life points, I don't know. It was close to game, but I couldn't finish it in this round. But I had still the Omni Negate with Baron de Fleur, and he had 2 cards in hand, or 1 card, no, 2 cards in hand. He summoned one of his Runic monsters, has to discard 1 card, and yeah, from this point it was basically over because Baron de Fleur makes quick work out of it. And yeah, I mean, there's nothing he can do. He activated the Fountain, activated the quick spell. I negated the quick spell. He can't chain the Fountain because the card is not activated and Fountain can't activate. Therefore my opponent has no cards in hand, only the Fountain on the field, means he loses the game. A very long game 1, over 20 minutes, like 25-30 minutes, I don't know, was very long. But lucky for us, game 2 was very fast. I had Drone Lockbird in my starting hand, and my opponent couldn't play around the draw. He had nothing in the draw phase. He normal summoned special red interrupt against Drone Lockbird, the bait, but I was waiting for him to remove his red. I know he has to do something, and here you can see he removed the red and special summoned one of his Furehires. went for his link play, and after that I know I can activate Droll now, because he has no monster negate on the field. He had to sacrifice his red, and without the red, this game is basically over. I activated now Droll Knockbird, not falling for the bait, and yeah, my opponent had only the link 3 on the field and the Rex in the grave. So Rex can special summon himself to the field, and with the link monster on the field he can draw cards. And guess what? I top deck Ghost Bell. Yeah, must be nice. Ghost Bell negates the Rex in the graveyard, so he gets no draws, he gets no interruption, nothing. But even with the Rex on the field, I had a lot of juice in my hand, and I probably would have been able to break the board. I had a lot of plays there, so the Rex wasn't a big deal, but the Ghost, well, of course, the icing on the cake. I gladly took it, and the game was pretty much over. My opponent knew it as well. He let me play several steps, and afterwards he scooped it right away. I mean, there was nothing he can do. He has no cards in hand. I mean, 1 card in hand, nothing on the field. I will have like 3 synchros, the counter trap, or some other nasty crap, so there's no chance for my opponent to win this game, and he scooped away. Match 3 was against Kashtira. I won the dice roll and had a very strong starting hand, but my opponent activated Shifter, and Shifter is a pain in the ass. I mean, I can play, but my end board is very weak, quote unquote, in comparison to the real end board. But still, my cards will trigger, even in the banish pile. They have to be destroyed, and Obsession triggers my Meek, and also the Visa Starfrost will trigger my Meek, plus the field spell will special summon one of my destroyed Meek from the banish pile. So I have double Meek, Roomheart, and Visa Starfrost. My plan was to go into Exo Stardust Dragon and into Disparter, and activating Disparter's effect to get my Roomheart back, going for Baron de Fleur or Chaos Angel, depending on what I choose to go. But my opponent had another hand trap, this time the Imperm, and yeah, that stopped my turn right away. I couldn't do that much. I mean, I could link off the Visas for Lightheart, getting the field spell, and with the field spell I get the Reichardt Search, but it's not that great. I mean, I can thin out my deck, but I have only this partner on the field, 1 interrupt, and the rest is basically not that great. I have 1 Ash, that's a positive thing, 1 Ash in hand, so I can stop 1 of his search cards, and he has only 3 cards in hand plus 1 top deck, means 4 cards. I have 2 interruptions, so there's a decent chance I can stop his turn. He activated the field spell, Wraithsoft, I activated Ash, so no search for him. And yeah, Pot of Prosperity sucks, man, but yeah, look what he's revealing. Double Drolled, Shifter, Theosis, Imperm, and the Scarecrow Kashtira. Very, very bad reveals. He took the Scarecrow and yeah, basically wasted his Prosperity. But I mean, he had to activate, he had bad reveals. Lucky for me, he activated Tactics, which was surprising for me. Why not drawing 2? He took my Disparter, but he can't link away because he banished his Donner, and Donner is his only link monster in the extra deck. Means I get my Disparter back in the end phase, and he has to face my Interrupt plus my combo. I have like 2 or 3 cards in hand, plus the top deck. Means I will eventually break his quote-unquote board. He has only Kashtira Scarecrow, and establish my own. And yeah, he knew the game was over. I activated my search card for the field spell, and yeah, the game was pretty much over here. Game 2, he went first, activated Pot of Prosperity for 6 and revealed basically nothing. I mean, the E-Barrier, the anti-spell, Reichardt, Shifter, nothing too crazy, but he activated already Shifter, means I'm very limited with my plays. Spirit Summon Fenrir, searched for Reichardt, and banished the Birth for future plays. Summoned Shangri-La and passed turn. In my draw phase, I activated Book of Eclipse to flip him face down, not giving him Fenrir to the field. And afterwards I kaiju'd his monster, so he had nothing on the field, only a kaiju and set 2. summoned one of my balls, the Meek, and activated Roomheart to destroy him, triggering him despite Shifter. You know, guys, it's a destroying effect, so I get the ball with level 4 to the field, but he activated Dimension Barrier, means I can't go into the synchro plays, but I can play at least a bit. I can go for links. I have a Palooza. I have the Scarecrow field spell, which is quite valuable here because I have a lot of monsters in defense, and if you have 3 or more monsters in defense on the field, you can activate the field spell effect to destroy 1 card on the field. And I searched with Lightheart the field spell, searched for Reichard, and with Reichard I searched the Monster Reborn spell and activated the field spell to destroy his back row. His back row was the Imperm. My opponent completely missed the field spell. He had to activate the Imperm before I activated the field spell. I mean, on maybe Reichard or Roomheart, whatever, he could have used the Imperm, but he was waiting and it didn't pay out. But still, I mean, I had 4 monsters on the field and could go into a Palooza with 4 negates, means I can negate everything. Even if he top decks Fenrir, he can activate the first effect to search. I will negate it. My Palooza will have 2400 attack points, and he goes into battle phase. I can negate another banish from him, so he can crash into a Palooza, well, not crash, but destroy her. But I will still have some resources on the field. I mean, 1 Reichard at least, and I have follow-up in my starting hand, and he will be on an empty field only with Fenrir. Means I could win the game, but nope, not this time. He top decked into Imperm, negated my Palooza, and had full combo, unfortunately for me. Never lucky pulls, right, but I had still a chance to win. I mean, he had a Rysart with Birth on the field, and I had evenly matched. This was a positive thing, so I could get rid of the Birth, which is full combo every round. And I have Fenrir in my hand, which is a pain in the ass. I mean, he has to respond now, and the best play is to banish now, because if he allows me to search, I will go into the battle phase and he has eventually to banish my Fenrir, okay? So he goes -1. So why not activating a Rysite now? So the best play is firing a Rysite right away on the Fenrir summon, because your opponent will get +1, okay? Yeah, your opponent will lose the battle phase, but yeah, for my deck it doesn't matter. I will summon negates. The negates are the key interruptions here and not the battle phase. I don't care about the battle phase. So I'm a little misplay from his part, but it is what it is. I activated the Scarecrow Monster Reborn, summoned the Reichard to the field, special the ball to the field because I control Reichard. And from here on I could go into Coral Dragon to destroy his Arisal, but my end board would be weak. So I went for the Triage Master for the Hail Mary play. And it worked out. I top decked into the Calarium field spell, and with Calarium I searched for Roomheart. And with Roomheart and the Triage Master I can go into Chaos Angel, because you have to have at least 1 dark or 1 light monster and you don't need a tuner. Means I have a strong synchro monster which is unaffected by monster effects, and I can get rid of his Arisat. So it's the better play compared to the Coral Dragon. The Coral Dragon would be a weak 2/4 body which is affected, and this play is a bit better. With the Chaos Angel I can banish his Arisat and have an unaffected monster on the field. But it's still not enough. I mean, he has Scarecrow Kashtira, and Scarecrow Kashtira is not an activated effect, it's a continuous effect in the battle phase, and it will negate my Chaos Angel, so that's the big out here. And my opponent saw this out as well, and yeah. Game 3 was very annoying. I had the Cold by the Grave against the Shifter, started with my first search, and he activated Droll and Lockbird. I mean, Shifter plus Droll against Mannadome, hello, how lucky. Yeah, past turn, and yeah, I flipped the Dimension Barrier, but he had still the OTK. Under 5 summons, the Unicorn full combo into Theosis, into Birth. So he gets 4 big monsters on the field and can go for game here. Yeah, unlucky, man, it happens. Sometimes your opponent has the nuts and you can't do anything about it. Yeah, unfortunately for me, but it is what it is. You have to accept some losses like this sometimes, but yeah, very annoying and not deserved.